I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting. Welcome to the... All right, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. I was just saying that I am the definition of health and wellness because I didn't drink alcohol last night, and I did a cold plunge and a sauna, and I worked out this morning, and I had a smoothie. So basically, if you need health and... wealth? Not wealth. If you need health and wellness advice, no, don't come to me. Anyways, I had a guy on the podcast today who wears many hats. He's an actor, apparently a clown. He's a former professional wrestler, a director. He's definitely faced and overcome some serious challenges, and you might know him as Dewey from Scream. That's definitely how I know him, or Doofy from the mocking versions of the movie. Also was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Never Been Kissed, a bunch of movies, and he's got a new one coming out that looks amazing. But please welcome the incredibly versatile David Arquette. But thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Have you done many podcasts?
I've done a few in my time.
Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Because I feel like I know you, I did my research. I know you're an introvert, so I don't know if you like podcasts or if you're like, I just got to be as part of the job, man.
I don't know. I sometimes overshare and it gets me in trouble, so I kind
welcome
of then get
to
nervous.
my world too.
Yeah,
That's
nervous about doing. I'm like,
well, the good part is, if you say anything you don't like after, you just tell me and we'll edit it out.
I also don't like doing that.
Oh,
It's like,
good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You say it, you have to live with it.
that's how I feel about tattoos. You can't get them removed. You made
I know.
that choice.
So a lot of people do, but
No,
yeah, I don't believe that.
I see some. Tell me about these tattoos.
Ridiculous.
Well, same.
Bad choices.
No, look. Do you have teardrops tattooed on your fingers? Do you go like this? Because these are ridiculous. But again,
it's good. I like it. A little mustache too.
I thought about that one. I'm actually shocked I don't have it. But I think I was 19, and I was like, that would be funny. And now at the age of 39, I'm like, that's still kind of funny, actually.
I like it.
But I'm like, I always like to know people's, not even if there's a meaning, but a story behind their tattoos. Because I'm like,
well, this silly thing that looks like a test you take at school, like one of those tests you fill in. It's how a trumpet works to a piano.
Oh.
Apparently.
Okay.
But then I had Quincy Jones look at it, name drop.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
he was like, that's all wrong.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I don't know if it works. But the idea is if their song is in A, I know that the trumpet's in F.
Do you play the trumpet?
Badly.
Oh.
No, I don't really play it at all.
Wait.
But I could find the notes that fit the song.
You're like, but if I did.
If I know what song, like...
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've had some
I feel like you have a bunch of famous, talented people in your family. Are people musicians?
My grandfather was a musician. He was a piano player out of vaudeville, and then he hit the road with like a big band. But no, none of us. Although my sister Rosanna's been the muse to a lot of songs.
Yeah. My grandpa was also a musician and played the piano and was on the road. So you know what? We're like the same person pretty much already. We both overshare. We both have weird tattoos, and our grandpas were musicians. Okay, so you were.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
we have a dog.
I was
oh
just.
My gosh!
Hi,
here.
sweetie.
Oh, you could.
I literally was just downstairs going, why can't Nash come upstairs with us?
Well,
look at that. I can't get over that he's 11. My golden is probably, I rescued both my goldens, and one is like fully gray, but I think he's only 8.
Yeah, but sometimes when you rescue them, they don't really tell you the real. We have a basset hound that's so old.
Oh.
But she's still doing good.
I swear my old dog is still puppy energy. Like he gets the zoomies. He's a little angel. Okay, wait, tell me about all your animals. So you live on land. You moved to Nashville.
Yeah, we moved to Nashville.
Amazing.
We've
Welcome.
got a farm, and we got 2 mini horses, a mini donkey, 3 mini pigs,
The dream.
2 mini goats, 2 ducks.
2 ducks?
Yeah, 2 ducks.
Oh.
They're really funny. They're runner ducks, so they can't fly.
Oh. Well, then I could get down with those ducks.
Those are the best ducks.
I have a fear of flapping.
Yeah, they don't flap.
They don't flap.
Well,
or
they stretch their wings out just once in the morning, but they can't fly.
Yeah, okay.
So they don't really like flap around.
I could With ducks? If
Those
they don't
ducks
fly.
are amazing.
Wow. What
They're
are they called?
really funny. Runner ducks.
Runner ducks. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. That's
silly.
so you
They're
went.
just like, meh, meh,
Wait,
meh.
you started in Virginia. That's where you're
I was
from.
born there, yeah.
And then you made the move to LA pretty quickly.
Well, we moved to Chicago first,
Oh.
and then out to LA when I was like 5,
Wow.
kindergarten. Yeah.
A bunch of famous personalities, like I said earlier, but which of your siblings had like their biggest break first?
Rosanna definitely broke down the doors for this generation of us. I was born on a commune in Virginia, and she was not having it. She
Yeah.
was getting a bunch of like terrible, like she was getting some racist and weird
my
stuff
gosh.
happening. So she hightailed it out of there and moved to LA like around 15 or 16 and stayed with the family of our friend of our families. And then she sort of like broke into the business. I mean, it's her story to tell really, but she faked an epileptic seizure in a casting director's office and got her first role.
Whoa, wait, that's genius.
Yeah, totally, because they couldn't find someone with epilepsy.
Wow.
And yeah, she didn't have an appointment or anything, but after that she got it. And she worked with Betty Davis and all these things really early in her career. But then she broke out with like Desperately Seeking Susan and The Executioner Song. And she's done some incredible films like
That's
After
amazing.
Hours and New York Stories and The Big Blue. She's a wonderful, wonderful actress in person.
That's amazing. Wait, so you really don't know anything other than that lifestyle? Like when did you first start acting?
Well, I was like kind of rebellious as a teenager, like everybody.
Yeah.
I was doing graffiti and running around the city and stuff. And in high school, I always liked acting. We always did improvisation. My dad was an improvisational actor. My mom taught an acting class in
Oh, wow.
Chicago. But my sisters started becoming famous, and I saw what that was like when people were like, "Oh, your sisters," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't into it. And then they were casting this play at my high school, and some of the girls in it encouraged me to audition for it, so I did. And I met an incredible teacher there named Ben DeBaldo, and he really changed the course for me. He got me more like focused on it, and he gave me confidence and enrolled me in like a competition. And, it just gave me like the thought, at least, that this is a possibility, that I have talent, that, it's not just something like nepotism, like they all say.
Yeah. Wow, that's so crazy because I personally, I took theater and like I did theater all growing up, but I'm very extroverted, but I recharge. Like I like to be alone and I like to be by myself, but I'm intimidated by improv classes. Like I still want to go do them just because I think it's good for anybody in life to go do an improv class. Did that make you feel more like comfortable because you got to like play characters, or did you just enjoy it?
Okay, first off, we may be the same person because I'm the same.
Oh, you are?
I do
Okay.
Time and all that, but you should definitely give it a shot because
Right?
you already can think on your toes and you're really quick and you can tell that. So then you'll just learn certain like rules of improv, like yes and like these
Right.
like simple rules that help the scenes move forward. And
Yeah.
then you'll learn things when things bomb. Like it's kind of you have elements of like a stand up in a way.
And I
Where
feel
things
like
bomb,
you
then
have people
learn not
that
to
are
do
good
stuff.
in the class. You have people that are beginners in the class. Like it's kind of a mix of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the real, like my dad did these things with something called the committee, which were like this group of amazing improv actors. And we studied with a guy named Paul Sills, who was one of the founders of Second City, and his wife. And we just took on a lot of like information and learning how to do it. And I don't know, I still use it to this day, like
Yeah.
a lot of like little things. If you find, usually it has to come from the character, has to not take away from the story. It has to enhance like what they're trying to say or do. Or, but if you can find the little moments, like I just played a character in a film called The Perfect Gamble, where I'm sarcastic, and I'm not typically sarcastic. So I came up with, I started thinking sarcastic. I guess I started thinking sarcastic.
Just hang out with me for a while. I love sarcasm.
Oh, good. But yeah, so I just kept always throwing in these little things, these little jokes and little comebacks, little side talks to the yeah, I don't know. It was fun to explore that in a character.
I just watched the trailer for your new film. I'm not just saying this. Movies really has to capture like my attention from a trailer to what this movie looks magical.
It is. It's really cool. It's a fun movie. I mean, it's about grief and how to deal with it, but it is like there's it's crafted really well by Robert Schwartzman, an incredible director. He really knows, like, he's an actor as well and a musician and just a creative in general, and he just understands like the vibe that was going on. He put a great cast together.
It was Nick Jonas.
He's the lead.
That's amazing.
He's amazing. He's really a talented actor. I didn't know how. Like, I didn't know if he was funny or, you know what I mean? I didn't know.
You're like, I thought you were just a Jonas brother, but you're so much more. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it looked it looked moving.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's moving. I play Rick, who's a real prick in it.
Yeah.
Which was really fun to play, actually.
I feel like a stepdad named Rick just like paints the picture already. Like,
completely.
You can't be a sweet stepfather named Rick. You've got to be a dick.
I mean, he's just... It's really funny because there would be moments of improv or moments of like someone going off script. And then in my head, I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, how I usually feel. I was like, no, Rick wouldn't think that at all. He'd
Rick would not be sorry.
What are you guys doing?
I always find it so fascinating that, you know, how much people get into their character and how much you have to like study that character and like immerse yourself in it kind of. But you've done so many different roles, and I'm sure this is the number one question you get asked, but I'm going to ask it anyways because I'm genuinely curious. But what was your favorite one?
I usually say Scream just because it was so impactful for me, and working with Wes Craven and trying to sort of change the course of my career.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite.
Oh, thank you. But I also was in this film called I went directly from the Scream set to San Francisco to film a film called Dream with the Fishes, and that was a really impactful movie for me too.
Really?
Yeah, it was just I met an actor named Brad Hunt on it and worked with a director named Finn Taylor, and it was just fun. Like, it was based on a true story, and the guy was kind of this mess of a character, and it was just fun to do. I don't know, I learned a lot. And
I feel like I would like acting. If I chose that,
absolutely.
Well, don't you think it's too late now? No, it's never too late. I can't believe I just said that. I would never say that to anybody. No, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Well, I don't think anyone would take the girl that came off The Bachelorette who gets drunk on camera and has a podcast seriously on an acting role.
Don't think what people think. You can't think what people think. You have to do what you wanted to do. Like,
where were you 10 years ago? I needed that advice.
Oh, man, if I listened, I mean, I'm constantly like saying like, okay, you know, well, I'm doing it. So, you know, we're going to have to figure it out.
It's hard to not care what people think because I feel like correct me if I'm wrong. You were in like such an iconic era of, you know, film and television and all this time, and social media was not really a thing, but I know forums were, and magazines, and the trash magazines were probably all over your relationship and everything. But do you enjoy having social media, or do you like, what is your relationship with it?
Yeah, I don't really understand it, and I try to like post and do stuff, but I feel like it's always weird and not I don't know. I'm on it too much. I like just like,
as we all are.
Yeah, just try to like numb the world, but
gosh. Well, which is so, because first of all, congratulations on being sober, and my dad is 33 years sober. I just know you learn a lot of important, valuable lessons, and you kind of don't have other things to like lean on. You kind of have to lean into your vulnerability and like just being who you truly are to your core. But I read somewhere that you started drinking at like the age of 4. Is that true?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I saw that, and I was like, whoa.
Like a sip of beer, from my dad's beer. But, and I do remember that. But,
okay, maybe that's what I saw. I just was dramatic about it.
We were really young. We were so like young at one point. We were like, we gotta stop.
Yeah,
we're too young to be drinking.
You're stopping yourself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. But, you know, in high school, we got into it. You know, like a lot of people. Well,
you came from like an abusive past, and you've had dyslexia. And I feel like all those things have probably shaped who you are as well. Of course they have, but like even your career. But I feel like this might be a stupid question, but having being dyslexic and reading scripts and memorizing scripts, does that make it even harder?
It still does. Yeah. I'm still like, I can go over a script 1,000 times, like on my own.
Yeah.
And like, I can still not have it when I walk onto the set until I hear the people say it and we run it a couple times, because it's all like, I had this one scene where it was like cut it into 3 scenes. But when I got to the set, they were like, well, put them all together. And just the sheer like putting them all together just scrambled my brain. And I was like, and it was a monologue, that one. So I knew the pieces on their own. I don't know why but that was 2 films ago. So it wasn't that long ago. And I've been doing it for over 30 years. So I was like,
what a career.
Doing it and feeling this nervousness again. Like, I don't know.
I can't even memorize a script for like an ad. Like this is not an ad, but they are an advertisement on my podcast. But I've been taking this hair growth pill, Nutrafol, for like 3 years. And it'll be like, use this code for blah, blah, blah. And it's literally 2 lines. And I can't for the life of me remember it. Like, I don't know how people memorize lines for a whole ass movie.
Yeah, movies. I did this play. I mean, movies are something, but plays are like
harder.
Not once you get it down. But getting it down. Like I did this play and I played Sherlock Holmes and I had an English accent and I should never play that role. Just so not right for that kind of character.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a comedic version, but still. But it was so hard and I wasn't off book yet, and it was a dress rehearsal and they invited like all of these schools. Yeah. And the whole place is filled and I'm not like comfortable with the lines yet. And I was so nervous and oh man, it was like I nearly had a mental break at that point. It was so scary.
I had one of those 3 weeks ago.
I'm telling you. Me too.
Have you heard of the term mentee bee? It sounds cuter.
Oh, that's nice.
It's cute, right? I had a little mentee bee a few weeks ago. It was really cute.
That'll happen. We're all like trying to figure it all out.
Gosh, have you figured it all out? And no. I'm like, you've seen some shit and you've been through a lot in your life, and still I'm like, I don't think you ever get, like, even if you're on your deathbed as 100-year-old human, I feel like those people are still like, I didn't have it all figured out. There's comfort in that.
By that time.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, hopefully by that time you're like, I got it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Look at your watch. Yeah. I'm right. You know what? I'm good. I figured it all out. Yeah. But, I've reached that point. Yeah. I've reached that point. Do you ever, you can also tell me to shut up, but like, do you hate when people talk about your relationship with Courtney Cox because it was so public and it's moved on and you have your own family now? Like, do you ever feel like, okay, that's an old story, like moving on?
Yeah, I mean,
because I even feel that way.
Bring it up, then it becomes the headline, and then
that makes sense.
That's what really is like, why I don't sort of talk about it. But
I ask that only because it drives me nuts that like still to this day, the reason people know who I am was because I was the Bachelorette. The guy that I picked, we've both moved on so many times, but it's always what gets brought up in the interview. It's always what gets the headlines. My exes are always what gets, and I'm like, I talked about so many other things. So I figured that was the case for you as well, because you've already dealt with so much of the like, trash magazines and the paparazzi and this and having, a family. And I'm like, I can imagine the same way that I feel going back and talking about it doesn't usually feel comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because some of the stuff like lives in that world and like, I mean, people still think you're in that world, like, but it's been years and years.
You're like, I live on a farm with ducks now with my own family. Can you? Exactly. Okay, summer, still going strong. I'm excited to make the most of every last sunny day, and I just got back from a month-long trip working in Costa Rica, and now I am just ready to host some amazing get-togethers in my backyard. I've been working so hard to turn it into the perfect little spot for my friends and family, and I found so many great pieces at Macy's to help make it happen. So next weekend, I've decided to host a spontaneous little party with some close friends. I've got a cold plunge and a sauna, and a lot of people haven't been able to see my new house and everything I've kind of done with the backyard, so I thought let's grab some cute swimsuits, beach towels. I might even get a little blow up pool and get some floats.
I don't know. I feel like I just want a fun get together. Macy's has really been my go-to for everything I need this summer, whether it's stylish cover-ups for those sunny beach days or perfect serveware for a barbecue. They've literally got it all. I even picked up some adorable outdoor lanterns and comfy lounge chairs that just transform my backyard into a real life oasis. So if you're planning your own summer fun, whether it's a pool party, beach day, or cozy evening in the backyard, check out Macy's. They have everything you need to make every moment unforgettable, and you can shop in stores or at macys.com/summerhits. Okay, it's time to make a move. Love to Play, the biggest online gaming destination, has opened up 500 more exclusive slots so you can experience the excitement of Vegas anytime you want. So picture the thrill of Vegas at home, in your fingertips, wherever you are, plus you're unwinding at home, on the go, even during a work break. Love to Play has a game that's perfect for you with themed slot games that whisk you away to a magical world and classic games that offer the authentic Vegas feel. Love to Play has it all, but it's not just about the games. At Love to Play, you'll join a lively, inclusive community where you can actually make lasting friendships and create unforgettable memories. It's so sweet. Their brand values: trust, community, social, entertainment, inclusive, and empowerment. Literally all some of my favorite words. Love to Play gives you access to bingo, slots, instant games, lotto, and Keno Plus. They offer personalized promotions, daily giveaways, weekly contests, and seamless transactions. It's an exciting, dynamic Vegas-style gaming experience just delivered straight to your mobile device. God, I love you, 2024. With exclusive bonuses and new rewards every day, the biggest wins and the biggest times are just a click away. So start playing today and feel the rush of Vegas with just a tap. Turn your downtime into full-time. Visit LOVE2, like the number 2, play, PLAY, Love to Play, and claim 50 free spins exclusively for the first 500 users using promo code VINE on their first deposit. So tell your friends, your family, and don't miss out on your biggest payday yet. The adventure awaits at Love to Play, where you can find excitement every day. Okay, I did want to talk about sobriety a bit because I do find it so fascinating, just because you said it helped you kind of like become more outgoing, but at the same time it created some like cringy moments that you aren't proud of. Is there something like specific in your brain that you remember that you were like, I regret that one. I regret that one.
Yeah, I mean, tons of them. I was thinking of an embarrassing story like I had to share. I was really young and early in my life, but there was this crazy party in Hollywood, and it was at this guy named the Captain's house, and it was an old guy who dressed like a captain.
Yeah.
And the Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing, and it was all during the time that they were like going around wearing socks on their penises.
Yeah, I do remember this.
And it was just the craziest party, and I dressed up as Don Vito Corleone from The Godfather.
Yes.
I had a tuxedo on and a fake cat, and I had in my pocket, there's a way back, so I had like played a VCR and had a tape recorder next to the VCR because you couldn't like download a song. So I'd get and I over and over, and I just rewind it and I put it in my pocket. So I'm walking around like the Godfather, and everybody's like, "Hi, so Godfather," and I have a ring. People kissing my ring, and at one point they were, I guess they were heading out to perform the Chili Peppers, and some dude grabbed Flea's sock and threw it in the pool.
Oh,
and he's like,
exposed.
"Dude, that sucks, bro. Are you f***ing serious? That was my only thing covering my dick, and you're an asshole." It was just so surreal, the whole experience. For some reason, I had a cigar too, because he had a cigar, and they played on this tennis court, and the Chili Peppers were up on this tennis court, and they had decorated the tennis court with these piñatas on strings, I just mentioned that because come into play. But I was wasted. I was just having fun. And for some reason, I love flash paper. I mean, I always loved flash paper. You could get like little dollar bills, and they look like $1 or $20 bills, and they're flash paper, or you just get flash paper. In this case, it was just flash paper. But I lit the flash paper, and I threw it up, and it hit one of the piñatas on this string of piñatas and burst into flames.
No.
And everyone stopped and looked up to see if this piñata is going to catch on all the other piñatas. And it just went pow, and just went out. Just the one piñata. Thank goodness. Then they grabbed me and threw me out of the party.
No.
Yeah.
They threw you out of the party for that?
Yeah.
I feel like those.
We're almost starting a fire.
Oh, I mean, I feel like
it was
parties.
really dangerous. There were piñatas everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. But I picture like Hollywood parties with that kind of like with rock stars would get crazier than that.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
Yeah.
There's plenty of crazy parties, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I fell into a pool once at a party. That
Same.
was embarrassing. Yeah.
It's literally the first video on my Instagram. I fell into a pool at a party, and it was a whole thing. Okay, then I was.
Yeah, that's the most embarrassing thing because you hear the party and then you hear.
It is embarrassing.
And then it's like, oh no. It's like you're alone with your thoughts. There's silence now.
And it's one of
How
those.
are you going to pop out of this water?
That's the moment. It's the walk back from the bowling alley, like where it's awkward and you don't know why. Coming up from falling in a pool, you're like, do I celebrate and act like I meant to? Or are you like, yeah, I'll go home?
That party, I was just such a mess.
Was that, whose party was that?
Oh, that was our party.
Oh. You're like, I got to take myself to bed.
At the Roosevelt Hotel, I used to do a club called David Arquette Presents Beecher's Madhouse at the Roosevelt Hotel. And we had a screening room there, and we did a screening of The Black Swan.
Oh.
I knew I got in a fight with Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, good. Did you punch him in the face?
Almost. Because, I mean, he was like, hey, I'm Harvey. I was like, you Harvey, you asshole. You
Yes.
what's wrong with you? And then
That's amazing.
I went up to director. Oh God, it's just
Which
so
one?
embarrassing.
My brain goes to Brett Ratner. I met him once.
No, gosh, I know. There's a quick jump from Harvey to Brett. But no, Todd. I'm blanking on his name.
That's okay.
The director of The Joker and.
Oh yeah.
I had some embarrassing. I'm embarrassing myself telling an embarrassing story. Todd Phillips.
There you go.
And I'm like, hey, I felt like I got pretty close on one of his other films. I was like, how do I get in the Todd Phillips business?
God, what did he say?
Not by saying that.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes those guys just need to be flattered.
I don't know.
I always think about like confessions and embarrassing stories. I always think of bloopers. And then I always think when I'm watching scary movies, because I get so freaked out, I have to remind myself that these are actors. They probably like start laughing. Like in the movie Scream, was there any bloopers where like, well, I'm sure there's a bunch of bloopers, but like what's a funny moment that people wouldn't know where it's like all serious and you're about to like kill someone and you guys just all start laughing?
I have this funny video of I used to shoot Super 8, a bunch of Super 8, and I shot Super 8 on the set. And I'm like going through the set and shooting the crew, and you see Wes, and you see Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich, and then you see Nev. And then you see the dad all tied up. He was like tied up for 2 weeks, this guy. Poor actor. I shouldn't even know his name. But I'm horrible with names, obviously.
Well, clearly, but that's okay. We got Google. Google is our friend when it comes to names. I always just picture like that would be so funny to see blooper reels because you can see blooper reels of like shows you can just go on YouTube and like Seinfeld bloopers. But for scary movies, I'm like, I want them to put out scary movie bloopers. It makes it less scary.
Oh yeah, I think there's some like I know they like another like Ghostface would hide, especially with Nev. Where she'd be running and fighting the Ghostface, and she'd get up and turn around, and then another one would jump out of the, like that was a big funny scare they did to her one time or something. But I was so bad in one scene in Scream 2 that Wes Craven came up to me and he was like, "That is unusable, David. It was terrible, absolutely horrible." I was like, "Wow, Wes."
You're like, I'm humbled. Thank you.
What can I do?
Yeah.
He's like, do it again, do it faster, do it better.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we had to reshoot that whole scene. It was a big, long monologue. Like, how do you know my dim-witted inexperience isn't a subtle form of manipulation used to?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I
love it. Those movies are so iconic. Did you ever watch the spoofs, like the scary, like the...
A little bit. Yeah, I watched the ones.
Are you offended or are you like, that's hilarious?
Well, for like years after that, I was called Doofy all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not me. And the actor who plays Doofy, sometimes I see him at like horror conventions.
Really?
He's an out there character. He's a wildcat. So, yeah, we took a Doofy Dewey photo once.
All right, everybody, close your eyes and picture this. Not if you're driving, but picture this. Rooftop infinity pool, crafted cocktails, cool cuisine, chill vibes. Sound like vacation goals? I think so. HYATT VIVID Grand Island in Cancun is waiting. Experience Mexico's all-new, all-inclusive, adults-only resort and live your best life. Try a hands-on macrame making class, make friends at our boho chic beach club, or take in the views from the longest rooftop pool in Cancun. Visit HYATTVividResorts.com for awesome grand opening rates. That's HYATTVividResorts.com. Okay, apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else. So finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a really big step, lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all of your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place.
Wrestling? You're super into wrestling. Tell me about
I'm
this.
a former world champion.
That's crazy.
No, it is crazy. It wasn't. It was frowned upon by the wrestling community, but
Why?
because I was an actor. And
Well, so are they.
yeah, I know, but they're also professional athletes. So I did go
that's
back
true.
and trained, and I trained for 2 years, and I independently wrestled. I did a documentary called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette,"
Yes.
where I wrestled, and I wrestled all over the country. I studied with luchadors, and I trained with a guy named Peter Avalon. Had my first match with RJ City, where he kneed me in the face.
For real, too.
Yeah, it was intense.
Didn't you get stabbed in the neck?
Yeah, that happened as well.
Like literally stabbed in the neck?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you did. I see it because you never know what's real and what's not in wrestling, but you literally have a scar.
Wrestling's like more real than you'd ever know.
Ow.
Like there's some really intense stuff. It's a really kind of brutal sport. It's really hard on your body. I mean, when you wrestle the legends, like the really like guys have been doing forever, it's amazing. They're so good at what they do. Like it makes it so much easier, and it looks so much better, and like it's just smooth. You get into this flow.
Yeah.
But when you have someone who's starting out, and maybe someone who's not that they're starting out, but might have some other things going on, like jealousy or personal stuff or anger toward you.
Yeah.
Or there's
could
a
get
lot
real.
of stuff in wrestling when you're coming up where they're going to teach you a lesson. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's show this actor or kid. Like, you know.
Well, stabbing in the neck is taking it a little too far.
That was too much.
Who did that to you?
I don't.
Well, I guess we can Google it.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Forgot his name at the moment.
I love that. Good. Yeah, we shouldn't forget. We shouldn't give him any attention.
I know his name, but I typically don't talk about it.
Oh, don't then.
No, it's all right.
Oh. I just can't believe that happened to you because I feel like that could have killed you, obviously.
Yeah, it hit my neck muscle. It saved my life.
Wow. What was the recovery like?
I thought for like a few minutes there I was going.
Yeah.
It was like bleeding profusely, and
Oof.
and I felt that it was a big gash there.
What went in there?
A light tube. Yeah, it was something called a death match.
Yeah, no shit. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I didn't know. I mean, I was in over my head, and you know.
I did Dancing with the Stars, and my partner.
I.
You did?
Season 13.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Who's your partner?
Kim Johnson.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She was
No
amazing.
way. Did you enjoy it? No chance.
Did.
It's so hard.
I enjoyed the experience of like dancing, especially with her and learning the stuff.
Yeah.
The sort of popularity contest of it,
Yeah.
and the grind of it, and I got really like my dyslexia and all this stuff kind of kicked in. Like I couldn't hear the like music so much or the counting, like all that kind of stuff.
It's so hard.
When
I grew
they
up
go,
dancing.
Like that sound that they do right before
Right
you
before?
dance is like I get PTSD.
I do too. They switched it to clicks. I don't know if yours was
good.
clicks, but it was like clicks. But I still like can't hear those clicks without. But it is I mean, I will never get tired of saying this, but I won, and
Yay!
and I was literally just
That is
like
so
my
exciting.
body was beaten the F up. Like
Oh my gosh.
it was, I had torn rib muscles and tendonitis, and
Yeah.
like I was an absolute mess, and I was in the best shape of my life going into it. So I'm like, I don't know I didn't know what I was signing up for, but I grew
Wow.
up dancing, and
Oh,
even the
that's awesome.
counting was different because I'm used to like a 5, 6, 7, 8 and 8 counts, and then there's different counts for different dances, and
Yeah.
it's all just a lot. But
Well, that's
Artem,
awesome.
thank you, Artem, who is my partner.
I lost to Nancy Grace.
Did you really? Did you like?
I got eliminated. She stayed, but I would made it down to the final 6 or 8.
Oh my gosh, you did well. I'm going to go back and watch. But Artem, who's my partner, his wife is one of the Bella twins.
Ah, they're awesome.
And they are awesome. And I mean, it was no joke. She had to quit her whole career because of concussions and like it's just no joke on the body. But my gosh. So you've gone kind of all over the map. You're now in Nashville with your wife, Christina. You have boys. You're living the farm life. Do you think you'd ever move back, or is this home for you now?
This is definitely home for me. I mean, I hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. The world's so crazy right now.
I know. It really
I mean-
is. If you want to move back, I'm Canadian. If you want to come back with me, come on. I'll open a farm. I would love to have a bunch of
Let's
animals
do
and
it.
just live in Canada and
Yeah,
live off the land.
I love Canada.
It's the
Canada's
best.
an amazing place. So is the U.S. It's just such, I don't know, weird stuff going on right now.
I mean, I feel like everywhere in the world is, even Canada's got their own weird shit. But I bet you
I know,
filmed.
but like Nazis marching in downtown. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's f***ed
makes
up.
me like, oh, I
That's-
don't feel comfortable. Like,
I mean, anyone who does feel comfortable with that should go to hell.
should also vote against it.
You would think.
You can't be on that side, you know.
You would think.
There's a certain, like, it's gotten to a point where there's, you gotta make a hard choice right now.
I wish I could vote, but I can use my voice, but I cannot vote because I'm Canadian. But did you film it in Vancouver and at all? I feel like they film a lot of stuff out
filmed
there.
some stuff
Yeah,
in Vancouver,
yeah.
yeah.
That's where I lived for almost 12 years. I loved it so much.
I love that place.
I'm going back the end of August. I just can't wait. It's literally my happy place. But anyways, I just feel like you've had such a diverse career and just done so much, like so much impressive shit. What are your future goals? Do you like, because I feel like that's a long career you've had. Do you feel like, are you like, I'm good? Or are you like, no, I want to keep doing this?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm a working actor, so I have to keep doing it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I'm like,
Or I have to figure something else out where, like, you know, we have to help pay for these animals we're taking
That's-
care of. You know, there's
hey,
just certain
I'm down the street if you need help. I'm going to come ride your little mini
Please,
horses.
come on. We have 2 big horses, too. But
Oh, that is my dream.
they're amazing.
I love horses. I'm trying to book a horse therapy session in next month, and I'm like too excited about it. I'm like, it's probably going to be very revealing, and it's therapy at the end of the day. But I'm like, wee, a horse! I can't wait.
It's fun. I mean, it's really like equine therapy. I've done it. It's nice, but
Yeah.
it's like combing the horse and connecting with the horse and stuff like that. But it's sweet. I guess we do that all the time. There is something really grounding about it. And we have
Yeah.
bees too. Bees are really supposed to be the best thing for you.
Yeah, well,
Like even just hearing the buzz.
Oh, really?
Supposed to like, yeah.
I mean, I
bring your-
do love the local honey. Have you been to South Hall in Franklin? Oh my gosh.
You love that place?
I'm obsessed, and
Yeah.
everything is like farm to table. And if you stay there, they're like, I'm like, can I get some like freshly picked apples in the morning? And they're like, well, peaches are in season. We'll go pick you some. And then they bring local honey, and it's just the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
love it
place is
there.
amazing.
Yeah.
I spent the 4th of July there.
Did you really? Oh, I spent my birthday there in June, and it was,
fun.
I just love it. But I don't know. I always like to know people's like future goals. I feel like even at your, like you say, you're a working actor. Do you love it so much? Like, what are your future goals, I guess?
What are my future goals? Well, we're trying to bring happy clowns back.
Tell me more.
Yeah, we just did a citywide baby shower for Nashville peacemakers this organization that does a baby shower for, this community in
Amazing.
North Nashville. And so we did performance, like we did a couple songs. We introduced Jozo. Oh, I'm trying to bring back Bozo the Clown.
Obsessed.
He was formerly the world's most famous clown.
Is it
Now
still
he's
the same?
World's most friendly clown.
Is he alive? Like it's the same guy?
Well, there were 200 different Bozos
Oh,
throughout
I
the
don't know
country
my
at one
clown
point.
shit.
No. WGN had like the most popular Bozo show. And Joey Diuria, that was the last Bozo there. He's still alive. We interviewed him for a documentary we're doing. And so I bought the rights to Bozo. It took me 15 years
no
to acquire
way.
the rights. Yeah. And so it's been a journey, but we've got an album coming out. We're doing a event in Chicago in October with Chloe Corrigan and Billy Corrigan. He's a big Bozo fan.
Cool.
And at Madame Zuzu's tea house up there. So we'll perform some songs. I'm also a certified Bob Ross instructor. Like
What?
the painting. Like I
I know who Bob Ross is.
Yeah,
Who
I can
Bob
paint
Ross
like
is?
him. I took a course where I could teach people how to paint
You're
like him.
kidding.
So we're doing a Bob Ross course up there.
Oh, see you there.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are some of the things I'm doing.
That was the most fun fact of this whole podcast.
Pretty random.
What? That's amazing.
It's fun.
You
Clowns
wrestle,
are
you
really
Bob Ross, you
interesting.
act.
Clowns are, the clowning world is a whole like thing. It's like getting in touch with like that kid in your heart
Yes.
and just like being silly again. Like you're laughing at yourself and like, finding a skill and like.
There's like an art
perfecting-
to it.
There's a lot of art to it.
That's this guy that I dated when I was like 21. His sister danced for Celine Dion and his other sister was a professional clown.
Wow.
And she was like very in touch with like who she was and her inner child. And she did like therapeutic shit for other kids. And yeah, it was actually pretty incredible. I think she went to like clown school, everything.
Yeah,
It was a whole
totally.
thing.
There's a amazing organization called Healthy Humor that has medical clowns in 15 hospitals throughout the country. And they just sort of provide distraction and entertainment for kids in there, dealing with different
Wow.
situations. But yeah, it's a really beautiful organization. We
That's
did
amazing.
something at Vanderbilt. We went in for St. Patrick's Day for Holiday Heroes.
Yeah.
And we did a little show, went on the radio, just met,
Yeah, the Ryan Seacrest radio station they have in there. Yeah, that's so cool. Wow. Do people know, do you promote this on your social media?
I do. It's International Clown Week this week. So,
Well, what a time to be on the pod.
yeah, so I
Bring awareness to the clown community. I love that.
posting a bunch of stuff. We did a art show called Bonkers at La La Land Gallery. And do you know who Puddles the Clown is?
Yeah, I have heard of Puddles.
Puddles is amazing. He's such an incredible singer. So he doesn't
Really?
speak in his act, but he'll sing. Like if Puddles is coming to your town, you have to go see him. He's really brilliant.
Would he talk on the podcast?
He doesn't talk.
Oh, wow.
No, he sings.
Would he sing on the podcast? He just sings all
He would
night.
sing.
Yeah.
He would I don't know if like whoever Puddles' friend is
Was
talks
a-
on podcasts.
Oh.
But Puddles himself, no, he doesn't. But in Clown Alley, there's something called Clown Alley I learned about.
Really?
Clown Alley is essentially backstage of any clown performance, like
Oh.
Clown Alley. But it's the sacred place where you share like clown secrets.
I'm
You
obsessed.
taught me how to put my makeup on, which I'm still learning how to do. Most clowns put their own makeup on.
Oh my gosh, do your kids love that?
My kids are on the fence about it all. I mean, they do.
Well, it's
like
always
one
different
of
when they're your own parents.
My son Gus is like loves clowning around and being silly.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I did like the performance, and they were in the audience, and I could see him like, kind of like, whoa. There's
they're
there's
like
levels
probably
of
like-
embarrassment parents like bring to their kids.
Yes.
So it ramps it up when you're an actual clown. Like
It
my-
also probably scares the kids when they're like, that's not my dad.
I know right now clowns have a bad rap. A lot of people are scared of clowns.
They do have a bad rep. They do.
They do. I mean, it's all scary clowns right now. But I
That's-
think they're also kind of a reflection on society. So that's why we're trying to, keep up the good clown.
Well, hell,
bring back the good clown name.
I'm gonna do some research and talk about this on my Instagram.
Yes.
I'm like very intrigued by that actually. That's interesting. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What are your self-care non-negotiables? Maybe you never skip a leg day or a therapy day. When your schedule is packed with activities, big work projects, gym, more, whatever it is, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. Therapy, obviously, very beneficial for many people I know, including myself, helpful for learning positive coping skills, setting boundaries. Therapy also just empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma, okay? It's a tool for everyone to help navigate life's challenges. I've done therapy for years. I honestly believe knowledge is power. Getting to know myself more and more over the years feels powerful. And I can honestly say that it has changed my life. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. So never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Vine today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Vine. The energy around the WNBA is soaring. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast. So every week, WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops and sports journalist Jordan Robinson deliver unparalleled league access. From interviews with star players to team analysis to deep dives on league news, Queens of the Court is the ultimate companion to the hottest WNBA season in history. And trust me, they don't shy away from hot takes either. I love it. Follow and listen to Queens of the Court, a WNBA podcast on the free Audacy app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Before I let you go, your movie, The Good Half, when is it out already, or where can people?
Because
I think this will come out
2 days, and then it's coming out. August, sometime in August.
Okay,
I think it's coming out in theaters and also on streaming or whatever, wherever you can find it.
amazing. Yeah, streaming is. I mean, that's everything now. Movies sometimes don't even go to theaters anymore. They just it's crazy. Was it cool working with Nick Jonas and Brittany Snow?
Yeah, really cool. They were really wonderful.
When I landed in LA after my season of The Bachelorette, paparazzi was there, and it was like one of my first experiences with paparazzi. And they're like, Brittany, and I was like, what? And they were like, oh, and they thought I was Brittany Snow like 10 years ago. And I was like, well, thank you, but no. But it was just interesting. Now, every time I hear her name, I just think of that moment. But well,
I told this story and she didn't believe me. She was like, no way.
What?
I was like, well, why would I lie about a story like that?
What was the story?
Well, I was friends with David Geffen at one point, and he invests a lot of money in hospitals and all this stuff. And he was telling us about this research they had done. I know it sounds like a fake story. That's why I don't know probably why she didn't believe it. But he told me about this research that they had done on why certain doctors are more have a better survival rate than other doctors. And it came down to a point where a small number of them, they had to classify it as those doctors had magic hands. And she was like, no way. I was like, well, he told me this. Like,
what do you mean magic hands?
Like the doctor specifically had something magical about their technique or their energy or what the knowledge that they knew. Like other doctors had known the same sort of things. So these doctors were just better because they had magic hands.
Wow. I would like to find those magic doctors with magic hands if anything happens to me.
Magic hands.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I can't wait to watch the movie. And again, I really watched that and was like, oh shit. Because you never know what to expect when, people are like, oh, this is the new movie I'm in. Okay, great. Watch the trailer. But I was like, oh shit, it looks really amazing.
It is. It's a really cool balance of what people go through during having lost somebody and oh, it's so painful, but there's also this awkward humor within it. And
well, because people can relate to grief for so many different things. Like you can grieve like a friend that you aren't friends with anymore. Like grief, obviously, so everyone who watches this movie can obviously relate to it or find comfort or joy or sadness or I don't know, feel some sort of comfort from it.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm such a big fan. I was really excited.
Thank you so much.
It was really fun talking to you. And you're living the life I want to live. I'm telling you, my 5-year plan is to live on a farm.
Yeah.
and
do it.
have all the animals.
all the stuff and act and do improv.
Oh, yeah, and I'll be-
Don't stop yourself. If you ever wanted to do that stuff, like
I've
the
always
biggest
wanted
thing
to.
is like, that's one thing with the wrestling and near the dying, all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. There's not much I fear anymore.
Yeah, no
like,
kidding.
there's like, you can't like, I mean,
You're like, what's the worst that could happen? You gonna stab me in the neck? Been there, done that.
exactly.
Live to tell
like,
about it.
You can't like, I don't know. I tried not to let fear really have a part in it.
That's
Like if I want to do something, like you're gonna embarrass yourself. Like I embarrass myself all the time. Like especially
same.
as a clown, like running around this place and like, being embarrassing.
you should have dressed as a clown for the podcast today.
I could have.
Damn it, we'll have to do this again.
I have a wig and a nose in my car.
Imagine breaking into your car. Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, no kidding.
No, but I do like that because one of my favorite sayings is if you are scared to do something or you have fear around it, just do it scared. So you can still be scared, but just do it scared.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
You wanna?
there's a great saying like if you're walking through hell, keep walking.
Yeah. No way to get through it, but through it.
Yeah.
Wow,
And there's
put that
nothing
on
to
a
fear
t-shirt.
anyway.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like when I was like thinking I was dying, I was like, well, this is it. Like, okay. So I was thinking about like my family and
Yeah.
I love my family. They love me. I'll miss them. They'll miss me, all my friends and all this stuff. But if this is it, well, then that's it.
You can't do
So
anything about
then
it
if
now.
that is it, then like this is the journey. Like
Yeah.
you never know when it's going to end. You just have to enjoy it. You have to like go after certain things and then ultimately it doesn't matter anyway.
And you know what? That's I can't remember who said it. Maybe it was Billie Eilish, but she said, "We're all gonna die and nobody's gonna remember us." So
I think so. I mean, there's something about like being in your hearts and the hearts of your friends and family and that we're all connected in this certain way. And
Yeah.
even like, I think there's generational stuff from family members I don't even know or remember or interacted with that still sort of
there is a
are
legacy
part of
left.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's all way more connected than that.
Well,
Than us all just forgetting about it. I think I don't know. Well, I guess I said the same sort of thing, but
no, that's
I don't know if things are forgotten as much as like when you're gone, you're just part of more of everything.
I'm with you on all of that. I am a woo-woo spiritual witch, I like to call myself.
Nice.
So yeah,
I like that.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.